Hey everybody! Welcome to Rewards Canada's This Week in Rewards for the week, actually I should say 2 weeks of September 30th to October 13th. We did take the Thanksgiving weekend off from creating videos, so we're actually doing 2 weeks of coverage here. So I hope all of you guys had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Now let's dive right into it, because there's a lot of good news and offers this week, some big news, out of Air Miles, and that's what we're actually going to start with here is the relaunch of Air Miles Travel. So this happened on October 12th, and the biggest part of this is finally, after 31 years, is you can now pay for flights partially with cash and partially with miles. Up until this point, for the last 31 years, if you wanted to redeem for a flight, you always had to have the full amount of miles, whether it was 1,500 miles or 15,000 miles. That is no longer the case. Now you can choose to do a mix of miles and then credit card. So this is going to open up redemptions in this program hugely for travel. Travel dropped to well below 10% of Air Miles rewards many years ago. I mean, in the 90s, that's all it was travel. Even the early aughts was mostly travel, and then it really shifted to merchandise, gift cards. Like, these have such a huge gift card catalog that everyone do. And I think the reason they did that was because it was so hard to redeem for flights, because you had to earn so many miles with the program to be able to redeem. I remember one of our readers, this was probably a good 10 years ago, emailed us saying, oh, you know what, they were almost at 13,000 miles for a flight to New Zealand. This is when they still had the reward charts. You had just a set amount of miles to use for a flight. And then, of course, Air Miles devalued, and it was 15,000 miles. So they were so upset because it was going to take them a couple more years to get to that amount of miles. Of course, back in 2021, they switched to dynamic flight pricing with Air Miles flights. And so it was dynamic, but you still had to have the full amount. Whether it was 500 miles for a flight or 1,500, whatever, you still had to have it. So officially as of this week, they've been soft launched it a few weeks ago. But officially, as of this week, you can now do partial miles and cash for flights. This is going to be huge because so many members will use this as a discount towards travel, and it works as a great discount. We checked it out on numerous flight bookings and hotel bookings. It works out to about 10 cents per mile. So that's actually a little bit less than your cash miles option, which is 10.5, or even some of the other potential options where you might be able to get a few more cents per mile. But honestly, it's not that bad. I have a feeling, I said in my blog post about this that perhaps once they move to one currency, that's what I'm going to talk about next, that's going to be kind of the flat rate value for Air Miles, is 10 cents per mile. But we'll have to just wait and see. But let's go back to this. Let me actually make this bigger on the screen for you guys. So now you have this option to pay in Dream Miles and cash. So you can move the slider here. So you see in this example I'm showing, mine goes from 472 to 542, because I only have like 542 Dream Miles, so that's as high as I could go. But in this example, I set the slider to 500 miles. This was for a flight between Toronto and Montreal, and then I'd redeem 500 miles for roughly $50 off, and then pay $100 cash for the rest of the flight. So this is great. Like, this is something the program has needed, something we've said it's needed for years on end to make it more competitive. Aeroplan has options where you can reduce the amount of points to use and increase the cash amount. All the credit card proprietary programs offer this, where you can use a certain amount of points and then pay the rest with cash. Even like Avion, Avion has their set chart, but you can buy points at a time, or you pay with cash for the taxes and things like that. So there's been a lot more flexibility in the other programs that Air Miles has not had, because you always had to have that full amount of miles, and that is no longer the case. So with this, when you're booking a single travel item, whether it's a flight or a hotel or a car rental, but just a single item, you have to have 50% of the miles. And then the rest you can pay with cash, up to at least 50%. You can move it to 75%, even that much. That's kind of why in my example I did the Toronto Montreal, because I don't have a lot of Dream Miles, so I couldn't pick a big flight because it wouldn't let me use the slider, because I didn't have 50% of the miles. So that's something key to note. Still better than having to have 100%. Like I said, this is going to open up the door to a lot more travel redemptions with the program. They're trying to go back to their roots. They want more people booking travel. That's their name, Air Miles. When I talked with the head of Air Miles, he said, that's our name, Air Miles. We want to be travel. We want to be air, and that's this first step, and they are doing it here with this. So this is great news. Now, if you book a bundled option, so like flight plus hotel or flight plus car rental, you can actually do it with less miles if you have elite status. So if you're a gold Air Miles member, you only need 25% of the miles for a bundled option. If you're Onyx, there's no requirement. You can choose any amount. So if you have 2% of the miles, you can redeem 2%, 98% cash, those type of things. So a real great, I said this in the blog post too, a step in the right direction for Air Miles. They want to be competitive again. They want to be back in the hearts of Canadians like they used to be. And this is really the step. I mean, they've been on a tear of late in terms of doling out bonus miles. Like every weekend there's flash offers and big ones. You earn 1 mile with a card linked offer and you get 100 bonus miles. Just before I was recording this, I have to put it up on the blog still. Huge bonus for this coming weekend for shopping via Air Miles shops. I think sorry, I don't have it in front of me. I just saw it, but it was like if you spend $10 or $20 or something, you get 10 miles, and it jumps up to a huge bonus of like 400 miles. So they're doing these flash offers. They're doling out the miles and miles and miles, really, really getting the attention of at least serious collectors. And now that you can redeem partially towards travel for cash, these are paid flights. You're going to earn your frequent flyer miles on these flights if it's a booking class that earns miles and those type of things. So very, very strong move in Air Miles. And I mean, they revamped the whole Air Miles travel platform. They now allow all bookings through the travel platform except for cruises. Before it was vacation packages, cruises, and passes would be through their partnership with Red Tag Vacations. So they've moved everything in-house except for cruises. Cruises you'll still do through the Air Miles Vacations through Red Tag, but everything else is on this platform, including U.S. Park passes. I know that Disney and that were just loaded. They had it still on Red Tag a few days ago, but now they're all on board, all on Air Miles Travel. So this is great for them. And when you do book on Air Miles Travel, you'll earn miles, for your cash portion, or if you're paying cash for flights. It ranges, sorry I didn't put it in front of me here again, but check the blog post, there's more information there, and you can see a representation. But base members, I think it was one, you earn 1 Air Mile for, is it 15? Oh shoot, I should have studied this better, my apologies. But anyways, so Blue earns a certain amount, and then the amount you spend goes lower as for Onyx. You earn more miles if you're Elite, Gold, and Onyx. Apologies for my unpreparedness here on the earn side of Air Miles Travel. I've just focused more on the cash plus miles option because that's huge for this program. That is something people have been wanting forever, and now it's theirs. So be sure to check it out. I'll put a link to the blog post below, and I apologize for not having more of the earn details. But there's also a flash offer for booking travel by October 25th. Big bonuses again. They'll give you 2,500 miles if you spend over $1,000 on travel. That's $250 worth of miles. So if you only spend $1,000, you're getting 25% back. That's huge. But you spend $2,000, then what is that? That's 12.5% return. But still, a big return. And Air Miles is really trying to do a big return. They are going to be getting back into the hearts of Canadians. We're just really hoping, still hoping they're going to gain more partners. It's tough, with Scene Plus taking some of their partners away, and a lot of other companies starting their own loyalty programs. So it's really the focus on what they can do. And it's like those card linked offers. They've expanded their receipt scanning to Canada wide. So if you haven't seen that yet, you have to download the Air Miles app. And what you can do is join that, and you scan your receipts from like grocery stores and other stores, and you'll get bonus miles for buying certain items. Like I just downloaded it, I downloaded the app before, way long ago, but I checked out the card receipt things. And it was things like, buy $3 of spinach or something, or buy spinach and you'll get 3 bonus Air Miles. And there was tons of little offers like that. So they are definitely expanding where they can. We may never see the nationwide partners like the Air Miles of old, but I mean that's kind of the way the market is right now. So they're doing everything they can with what they have, and that's like the biggest bonuses ever on their credit cards, up to 15,000 Air Miles for the BMO Air Miles World Elite Business Card. Biggest bonus yet. I mean that one in terms of value is one of the biggest in terms of value out of all credit cards in Canada. So this comes at a time when, 6, 7 months ago, we were like, wow, what is going to happen with Air Miles when they declared bankruptcy? What was going to happen? A lot of us burned through our miles. I did. For those of you who held on and you have big balances, good on you, because right now is a good time to be, an Air Miles member and collecting Air Miles, because it's been a huge transition. And when I talked to the head of Air Miles, he said, the difference from being owned by BMO now versus the American company, it's a huge difference. It's almost like they got free reign. It's kind of like what happened with Aeroplan when Aeroplan was brought back in house by Air Canada. The Mark and Scott there were almost given free reign to do what they wanted with the program and made it into such an amazing program. And we're kind of seeing the same thing here for Air Miles. So I'll get into that little news I touched upon about the value. When I was saying it might be the overall combined currency might be 10 cents per mile. So earlier this week, the news came out that you will be able to eventually transfer your miles between Dream and Cash Miles, and this is correct. This is not, this was in the Globe and Mail, and that is true. You will be able to do that. In my discussions with Air Miles, they said that's phase one. Phase one is the transfer. It's actually being tested right now, so it should be available soon to members, probably before the end of the year. And then phase two, and this is not a rumor, this is confirmed through Air Miles to myself, is that they will be combining them into one single currency, sometime in 2024. So it'll be like the Air Miles of old. It's going to be one type of Air Miles. So whether, I'm curious if they'll still have the cash rewards where you get, you can redeem 95 miles for $10, or might be a little bit more if they're going to, try and provide one value to a mile. So we'll see what happens. But at least you guys know this, that you will be able to transfer between cash and Dream. So if if you see flights that you want to redeem miles for, even if it's 50% of the miles, eventually you'll be able to convert your cash miles balance over to your Dreams mile balance, so you can use it towards that travel. So that's huge. There's kind of a big undertaking from what Air Miles explained to me behind the scenes. It's just not as easy as flipping a switch. There's even some accounting rules behind it. There's a whole bunch of things going on behind the scenes for this to happen. So that's why it's taking some time, and will still take some time for them to do it. But know that option is coming soon. So that's your Air Miles news. That's like the biggest stuff out of the last 2 weeks was Air Miles news. I'm going to go back to the things from the previous week before Thanksgiving. So Air Miles kind of dominated after Thanksgiving. Before Thanksgiving, we had some transfer bonuses come back, and we officially now have the American Express membership rewards to a Marriott transfer bonus. Here, let me get this on the screen. That's a bigger picture than I thought it'd be. Sorry about that. Who cares? Anyways, so it's a 25% bonus until November 3rd. And I'm trying to pop my head around here. People are like, what is he moving around for? So, but there we go. So it's 25% bonus until November 30th for transferring your membership rewards points. So normally it's 1 membership reward point to 1.2 Bonvoy points. Now you're going to get 1.5 Bonvoy points per a membership rewards point. So if you are like a Cobalt card holder and earning 5 points per dollar, that works out to 7.5 Bonvoy points per your dollar of spending, which is huge. That's at least 7.5%, because we value Marriott Bonvoy points at 1 cent Canadian. Awesome. A lot of people wait for this transfer bonus. Usually happening now once, sometimes twice per year now, but it's here. There was that little flub up in August when they released it. They said it was a glitch, when they released it for a few days there, and it wasn't supposed to. The good thing is with this transfer bonus now is that it's instant or near instant. You don't have to wait in 8 weeks or up to 8 weeks for the bonus. So if you transfer, 10,000 membership rewards points, you can expect to see 15,000 Bonvoy points in your Bonvoy account probably within a day, maybe even less. Some people say right away. I know when I did that little test in August when they had the glitch. Mine didn't show up for almost a day in my Bonvoy account, but still, nothing too concerning. So yeah, check out that transfer bonus. This is one of the big things from American Express, from membership rewards to look for, is this one. And when they also do the British Airways, people always ask, where's the Aeroplan transfer bonus? Well, we haven't seen that in over a decade, and we never will, to be honest with you. When you have cards earning 5 points per dollar and Aeroplan, knowing that the Cobalt card's offering 5 Aeroplan points per dollar, they don't want additional points being doled out, especially when their own cards don't earn that much. So it's something just, I don't think we'll ever see an Aeroplan transfer bonus out of American Express Canada, just because there's too much competition from their other cards. Well, not competition, but I guess rules. They don't want to be, Aeroplan doesn't want to be making TD and CIBC mad at all these people coming from American Express and people going out and getting American Express cards instead of TD and CIBC cards. Although you should. I mean, the Cobalt card is like the best Aeroplan earning card out there. So if you're a big Aeroplan points collector, you should have the Cobalt card in your wallet. In addition to, of course, one of the Aeroplan co-brand cards, so you get the discounted Aeroplan pricing, just a 1-2 punch with those cards. So that's the Amex to Marriott transfer bonus. And then, of course, we have RBC's Avion Rewards to British Airways transfer bonus. This is one, again, that's a couple times per year now. It's been always at 30%. This one's on till November 13th. Again, a very popular one for Avion card holders, for those who do transfer. That's I know most people have the RBC Avion cards, don't have it for this, but our little subset of points and miles enthusiasts and aficionados, this is huge. This is the big thing. This is what people get the RBC card just for the sign-up bonus, and then for this transfer bonus is to do this. Or if you have like the RBC Ion Plus and then convert to your Avion and so on, all those things we write about in terms of the like little tips and tricks to the Avion program. So this is until November 13th. You get a 30% bonus when you transfer 10,000 or more RBC Avion Rewards points. And this is Avion Rewards Elite level, so you have to have one of the actual Avion credit cards, whether it's Platinum, Infinite Privilege, or the Business Avion cards, to be able to get this bonus. This is big. I mean, you transfer 20,000 points to British Airways, you're getting 26,000 Avios, because you get the 30% bonus. 26,000 Avios is enough to redeem for Aer Lingus between Toronto and Dublin, and actually British Airways between Toronto and London, but the taxes on that are just insane. But the Avios to British Airways and then redeeming or converting to Aer Lingus through avios.com. Again, things we have all on our site, or if you want, just send me an email and I can help you out with that. But yeah, so 26,000 Avios Toronto to Dublin. From just 20,000 Avion Rewards points. If you wanted to redeem your Avion Rewards points via the Avion Reward chart for that same flight, Toronto to Dublin, you'd be looking at 65,000 Avion Rewards points. So in this case, you're only converting 20,000. You can get 3 flights with this conversion bonus for less than it costs to get 1 flight through the Avion Reward chart. And the Avion Reward chart, you're going to be paying huge fees as well. So this is one of those tips. This is huge. This is good. And it's not just that. So many people use Avios to convert to, or they transfer it out of British Airways to Qatar Airways, to Iberia, to Aer Lingus. There's just so many options with the Avios program. Now, I know a lot of people complain that they can't find good availability out of Canada, but again, this is kind of a niche thing. The Toronto to Dublin route is great. The Qatar Airways out of Montreal is sometimes has some decent availability, so that's something good to check out as well. Again, lots of the stuff's on our site. More of again, for a lot of us points and miles, like the points hounds, miles hounds, the ones who are really into it, these are the things we look for. Most Canadians, however, this, it's not as big deal, but for the rewards, the wrong time rewards community fans for the last 22 years, this is big. So good to know that's as well. So you have a couple good transfer bonuses happening over the next month and a bit. So that's the transfer bonuses. Now let's go into something I covered. This was on Thanksgiving week. I'm like, hey, you know what? I love PetSmart Treats. And you guys be like, what? PetSmart Treats? That's not travel. That's not credit cards. Yeah, no, they're not. But I mean, God, this is a good loyalty program that is, helps out. I mean, if you have pets. I mean, if you don't have pets, well, no, no biggie. It's not, not a program you're going to be interested in. But this is actually one of the best shopping loyalty programs in Canada. It's a 2% base return, whereas most, in-house shopping programs are 1% or less. I mean, what is Canadian Tire? 0.4 or something like that. More rewards, 0.4, things like that. I mean, so this is a 2% return, and then they have huge bonuses, discounts. Like, they just, as I put in the blog post, and you'll see, they just finished up a 10 times points offer for online shopping, but that includes in-store pickup. So you just shop online and then pick it up at your PetSmart store. That's what I did. So it was 10 times points. I did it on the last day of it. And also things like, they had the litter we buy for our cats was 25% off when you buy two. So you get discounts like that. Their pricing is some of the best in the market, at least I've found when I compare pricing. The only people who kind of really come close are Walmart on some of the things, but other than that, compared to other pet stores or grocery stores, PetSmart's untouched. They have their good pricing, lots of discounts always, and the points just seem to rack up quickly. Like, there's always 2 times points offers, 4 times points offers, and then this last 10 points offer. I know my balance is like now it's like, when I did the post, it was like $65 worth of points. Now it's $90 worth of points they'll be redeemed at the till. So I've been pretty much, my next PetSmart shopping will be free thanks to this program. It's a really good program. If you have pets and you haven't checked it out, be sure to join the program and earn PetSmart Treats. It's totally worth it. It's worthwhile. I know there's some people who like to visit the little shops, get their certain natural foods. Now PetSmart has been expanding their natural food selection, but if they don't do that, still, this is a place to go if you need like leashes or toys or different things for your pets. So definitely consider the program. And just for people who are asking, like, this is not sponsored. This is just me. This is my love of loyalty programs and finding value in them, and PetSmart has been one of them. And in the last few months, it's been extra valuable too, because there's been an offer through RBC on my WestJet RBC MasterCard. I mean, I think most Avion cards have it too, for 10% back on purchases of $70 or more, up to $150. So like $15 per purchase that you can get back in credits. So now it says it's supposed to be on these apps. I've had a little issues with RBC crediting them. I had the first one credited, and I just recently had the second one credited. So I have about 3 more that I need credited, because at first they said it was only for one purchase, but if you read the terms and conditions, it was actually anytime PetSmart you were shopping at PetSmart with that. So there's a few more credits there. So it made it even more worthwhile. But from this point forward, because I'm kind of tired of chasing those RBC offers credits, I'm going to go back to using my Marriott Bonvoy American Express card, because that's 2 points per dollar at PetSmart. So at least a 2% return, if not more, on those purchases, and the PetSmart Treats as well. So yeah, be sure to check that out. PetSmart Treats. For what I find, one of the best shopping loyalty programs in Canada if you have pets. And then finally, we're going to close off with another shopping program, but it's also credit card and travel, and this is a travel bonus, is Scene Plus launched a bonus for travel bookings on their site. It's funny, this kind of launched just not too long before the Air Miles announcement. So I'm wondering if there was some internal knowledge, or somebody leaked it to Scene that Air Miles is going to be doing a big push on travel. So right now, Scene Plus is offering 2 times the points when you book hotels or cars through their Scene Plus Travel, which is powered by Expedia. So that works out to 6 points per dollar on those bookings, or like a 6% return, because basically 1 point is worth 1 cent in that program. So you're getting 6% back. Another a really decent deal from Scene. And you're booking through Expedia. You have to be aware it's an Expedia booking, so you're dealing with that third party, which sometimes we don't like to. But I mean, usually with hotels and car rentals, it's not that big a deal. It's more with flights where third party bookings become tougher. But the thing with booking hotels through somebody like Scene Plus or Expedia or any of these others is that you're not booking direct with the hotel chain, so you won't earn your hotel loyalty points. So if you book a Marriott hotel and IHG hotel through this platform, you're not going to earn your points in those programs. You won't get your elite status credits, and you may not even receive your elite status benefits. That kind of varies by hotel. After you book through something with Scene Plus, you go and you can attach your loyalty number to the booking. You won't earn your points, but if the hotel's feeling nice and sees that you're an elite member in that program, you may get the elite status benefits. It's kind of hit and miss. People talk about that they do get it sometimes, and sometimes they don't. So be aware of that if you're booking hotels and thinking, I'm going to earn the 1,500 bonus points from Marriott. Well, you're not, because it's not a Marriott booking. You have to book it direct for those. So that's really it for the past 2 weeks. Before and after Thanksgiving, the biggest news was for sure the Air Miles news with their updated Air Miles travel. Check out the blog shortly here I'm going to put up, this is Friday, October 13th. I'm recording this and posting this. I'll put up the offer for the Air Miles Shops flash bonus offer. If you're watching after that, just keep checking the blog as well, because right now Air Miles is running flash offers every week, every weekend, trying to cover it as much as I can. If you don't find it on our site, I know that there are guys over on Red Flag Deals cover it pretty well too, so check that out. And yeah, so I'll leave it there because I've been talking quite a bit here. Sorry, but it has been 2 weeks. So everybody have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you for tuning in, and if you really like this episode, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any videos. Hit that notification bell for when these new videos post. And if you're on the podcast listening to this, be sure to also give us a 5-star rating, hit the like button, and share the podcast with your friends so that more people can earn more miles, more points, and more rewards. Thank you very much.